Okay, let's start. Um, Here we have a receipt from Walmart supermarket. It's like in India, you maybe have a market like Lulu hypermarket. For a computer, when you communicate with computer, for example, you want to make this dot add read, you are using you send uh, to computer 011 011, so computer will make this pixel on the screen as red and so on. So if you want to send letter A, you make several 00111. So hardware manufacturer will understand if the hardware saw this number, it will do an action. But instead of using 001, there is something called low programming language, which like assembly or C language, it's more modern. For example, you write go to or using more English language, English words, but it's still a low programming language. Other than that, you have something called high programming language. High programming language is the language which use more like chatting with computer. You tell computer if, where, switch, class or whatever. So it's more English or like normal human conversation. Similar to one of high programming language, Java, C Sharp, Python, and Dart, which we will explain in this lesson. And for this course, we will go to explain a little bit Dart, which is used for Flutter mobile development. It is a framework which works for Android and iOS and web and desktop also. So here we have, in this receipt, we have a title called Walmart. So let's write how to tell the computer we have a title called Walmart. First, we write the title, and this title we need to assign to this title. Let me write it 1 second. I'll make it red for title. I will make it title, okay, equal Walmart. So now the computer will understand the title of this receipt is Walmart. It's Walmart, or maybe you can call it Lulu hypermarket, whatever. So when you tell the computer about this supermarket, when you finish this sentence or a statement, you will add a semicolon, like what I added after the letter T. I added a semicolon. You will find it nearby the keyboard, nearby enter in your keyboard. Okay, so what we call this in programming, we call it a variable. So let's write the word variable. We want to tell this is a variable, okay? Variable variable, okay? So now the computer will know this is a variable, like what you have in school. For example, you have x, y in math in school, and you make x equal to y or so on. So it's a placeholder, or it's a container for your value. But let's make a shortcut. Let's make just var instead of the whole word variable. And now it's var title equal Walmart. So let's continue. And after that, we will start to see how it will work for our application. And var title equal Walmart. Any questions so far? Okay, let's continue. For our for this receipt, we have var title equal Walmart semicolon. How to in this Walmart title is a text or a string. A string means it's a chain or several characters, WALLMART. So it's several. So it's a chain of character. We call it in programming a string. So for string, to tell computer it is a string, we put two quotation before the word and after it, then a semicolon. Sometimes we use single quotes. For in Dart language, you can use a single quote or a double quotation. So now, as you can see here, we used a double quote, and also Dart allow also a single quote. So when computers see a word in two quotation, it's always a string. Here, let's try single quote, one single quote, and second single quote. So you can replace, instead of using a double quote, you can use a single quote. Same. In your application, it is better to use one type. Either you make all the strings with double quotes, or making all your strings with single quote. So so it will be the same type everywhere, or same styling. Okay. Let's try to add to print this receipt. Like when you go to cashier, you print the receipt. So let's tell the computer to print the title. So we will write print, and we'll open two parentheses, and we put title. Then after every statement, as I told before, we will add a semicolon to tell the computer this is the end of our statement. And semicolon here, we have a semicolon. Okay, so should we try this application? We want to try it to see if it's working or not. I will open Dartpad. Dartpad is a small application by Google, which allow us to try our application. Here, when I open the application, by default, I will see this code. It will print hello for 5 times or 6 times. So, and I will delete all this code, so we can write our application. When you go to a supermarket, the first thing you see is a gate, right? Or you go to a school, you first thing is a gate, or palace, or school, or any place. You should have a main gate or a main door, and so on. So our application, when we want to tell a computer we will start to execute or to run our code, then we should enter from the main gate. As you can see here, we have void main. So here we enter to the application our application start from the word main. Let's run this application to see what will happen. It will print hello 5 times. Let's delete all this code and try again to write our code, which is var title equal to single double quote Walmart and so on. So this is console. Okay, later we will you will see console. I will show you what is console later, but for now console is a place to print some statement. So let's write our first application. So main. Here when you make // it's like you adding a comment. Comment is it's not application, it's just like a documentation. It will not run. So here void before the main gate, it means this gate no one will when you enter from the gate you will not go back, you will not return any value, you doesn't have to, you will return nothing. It's not important now, we will explain it more in functions lesson, but for now just keep it like that. You should understand like that. And main, as I told you before, it's a gate and the entry point of our application, like a gate of school or a gate of supermarket. And let's write our code var title equal Walmart, and let's print this statement. Okay, variable title equal Walmart semicolon. Okay, let's write it. Now you remember it now. So let's write variable title equal, let's write semicolon for now. Okay, so variable will make it a shortcut only var. So var is a shortcut for variable. Now we have the first code for our application. Let's run this application. Let's see what will happen. Semicolon is in the application, and colon I think is spelled colon colon. Okay, so semicolon means that we finished our sentence. Okay, let's run it. Like when you write an English sentence, you add dot. So when we run the application, nothing happened because we didn't print anything, we didn't do anything, we just add a variable. When we write equal, mean we assign, and assign is double S, sorry, I write single S, but it's a double S, ASSIGN, a value to our variable, and var title equal Walmart. Let's make a quotation, and let's write here. You can use also a single quotes instead of double quotes, whatever you like, it works fine for Dart language. And instead of using Walmart, let's use Lulu hypermarket or Lulu market. So let's add semicolon. Semicolon mean we finished our sentence. So now this variable title equal Lulu market, and we need to add a semicolon to finish our statement. So instead the word sentence in English we use for programming sentence, we call it statement. So if we run our application, also nothing will happen because we didn't make any action for our title. Okay. So now let's try to print our title. We enter Lulu Market from the main gate, okay, which is the first statement the application will look forward for. So if you have void main, void play football, void watch television, and so on, first thing application will come to, it will search for the word main. So when you enter from a gate, you will see a Lulu label, Lulu Market label on the front of the supermarket. And once you finish, you make a payment. After you buy big products, big potato and tomato, you will go to cashier and you make a payment, and you will ask cashier, could you print a receipt for me? So this is what we are going to print. Okay, I forgot P and a receipt. Okay, so let's print my receipt after I make a purchase. So print title, and as I told before, let's add a semicolon to finish our statement. So let's run our application. Okay, wait, okay. So you will see in the console it print Lulu Market successfully. So for now you can try by Dartpad. It's easy to use for now, and later we will install VS Code. Okay, let's go back. Let's look to this receipt. We have a different values here. Let's check any of our receipt value. Okay, let's explain a little bit about Flutter. So Flutter, you have a different user widgets, UI, user interfaces. This is how we communicate with Flutter. We give a variable, then we show the variable text on a list or on a button, and so on. So this is all about, this is how you will use variables later. For now, let's continue on our receipt. Let's convert our receipt to computer. Here we have different data, number, postal code, here postal code or total, subtotal. Let's see, oil, and here we have a different types of data, the date or time, timestamp, and so on. And here barcode, sorry. Item sold, we sold 5 items here. So you have a different data in this receipt. Let's tell a computer, let's add more variables for the data we have here. Let's check, we have here plug-in oil. So this is oil. Let's suppose it is a sunflower oil. Okay, just let me just change the color for making a new variable for the oil. Let's call it sunflower oil. Okay, and I will assign sunflower oil. It has a value here. Let me just fix it. Okay, we have variable equal we have here some login oil price 14.94. Okay, so sunflower oil equal 14.94. I will use a new text, okay, with a different color. I will make it blue, okay. 14.94. And of course I have to add a semicolon. Okay, so if you have a variable and the variable is 2 words, you will use a capital letter to differentiate between the first word and second word. And here we didn't use double quotes or a single quote because numbers cannot have a space. You can't write like 14 point space 94. So we don't need double quotes or single quotes. We don't need quotes for numbers. Only quotes for text or a string, or a sentence or a character. Okay, so here you can write like point space. No one write number with spaces. That's why we don't need a double quote or single quote. And for sunflower, it is a 2 words, so I made O for oil as capital because you can't have space. Instead of adding space, I make 1 capital to tell the computer this is to tell to show it is a 2 words. Also, instead of O capital, I can use underscore then O. Now let me make sunflower. I will make F as capital because it's 2 words. So first letter, always first letter of a variable, it will be small case. So here in title, T is the small case, sun S is small case, but other words we will start by capital letters. So you will read it in a better way. It will be more readable. Okay, let's continue. Here we have a number here. This is the postal code. Let's look to a different number. We have here transaction ID. Transaction ID number of or transaction number 30 93 12 763 79 011 whatever. Okay, so let's make a new variable for transaction number or transaction ID. So we will copy var transaction ID equal, okay, instead of sunflower oil we'll write transaction ID. Let's make a shortcut, just trans instead of transaction, and we made I capital. We make so transaction D start by small letter T, and second word we will start by I capital. So this is how we define a variable. So it will equal here transaction ID. We write a number 30912. Okay, so What is the difference between 14.94 and 39.3127? The difference is the first, which has a decimal point. We call it in programming a double number, but the number which doesn't have a point in it, we call it integer. So integer number plus 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., or minus 1, 2, 3, etc., and 0. Also 0 is an integer. But if you put a decimal or a point, it means it is a double number. Later you will understand it much better. I will open Dartpad. I'll get my Dartpad again. Let me check where it is. So, do you have any questions so far? I wish you understand everything so far. Okay. I will write the following variables to Dartpad. Okay, so we have Dartpad here again. Okay. And we write sunflower and transaction ID. I have two screens, so I put the image on the second screen. So here, let's start. New variable, var sunflower oil equal 14.94 semicolon, var transaction ID equal. So again, sunflower oil, it have a decimal point, 14 dot or 14 point. It is a double number, and transaction ID doesn't have any point, so it is an integer number. So if you add a double quotes for sunflower oil, now it's not a number anymore, it's a text. So you can't make a math operation like 14.94 plus 1 or plus 2, because you can't add a number to text. Let's print sunflower oil and print our transaction ID, and let's see what will happen. Semicolon after every statement. Let's run 1, 2, 3. Okay, yes, it printed right, and our application works fine. So we print our variables. Now we have more data. Our receipt is now exists. We converted several data to our application. Okay. So first thing, title is the type of the title data is a string. The type of sunflower oil, it have a point, it is a double. The type of transaction ID, it is a integer, because it doesn't have point. Okay, so let's change the word var for title, because the string, we'll write string in front of it, and for sunflower oil it have a point, let's call it double, and for transaction ID it is a integer, because no decimal point, no 14.9, no, it's just 30, 93, 123, 127. So what about your age? Your age, for example, if your age by years, if it's you just say it's 15 years old, then 15 is integer. But if you said, for example, my age 15.5, then your age is a double. Your salary, if your salary is 1000 point zero, then it is a double. Okay, let's write here string. S capital in string. So a string is a, a chain of or a several characters, several letters together, or you can say it's a sentence. So one character, one letter, second letter. So how many letters in Lulu Market? 1, 2, 3, 4, add other 5, 6. So it's about 8 characters or more, 10 characters maybe. Okay. So sunflower oil, it has a point, so it's a double. And for transaction ID, or let's call it number, transaction number, it's integer. So let's write integer in front of it. But for a shortcut, we will just make int. Here you can see error. So when you run application or you write code, it will give you error while you're typing. So it make like it analyzes your program and tell you where the error is. So it tell error on line 19. I will fix it. I'll make it int because nothing called integer in Dart. So variable, it became var. Integer, it became int, so on. So let's run our application. Okay. So it's still working fine, no issue. Okay, everything works fine now. Let's make a math calculation. Let's add sunflower oil and transaction number. Let's see what will happen, what we'll have, what our output will look like. Let's add a semicolon. So you can use plus, you can use times, divided by, reminder, and so on. Minus also. So let's run. Okay, so it make so 27 plus 14 equal 41, and the decimal point 0.94, it added to the end. So we add a double to integer. The result it has a point, so the result is a double result. So first we enter from main and we try to print several statements. Let me here void for our main get mean it will return nothing. I can make it string, so I can return from my main gate value, text, whatever. Like success, like my application successfully run, nothing will happen. Like when you post a message on social media, it will tell you you have posted successfully, or any kind of feedback, or when you make a payment, it will tell you payment success, and so on. So let's later I will explain more about it in functions lesson. Now let's revert it back to void, so it will return nothing, and let's run our application. Okay. And let's continue here. Okay, Tutorial Point is a very good website that teach Dart language. Now I explain numbers, strings, booleans is like true or false, list is a list of, of numbers or list of strings or booleans, and so on. So here we explain integer, double, strings, boolean is true or false, mean like yes or no, data type, like switch on the light, switch off the light. So we could use light bool light, so it will be on or off, or true or false. Here we have in this website explain more about how to use variable to assign a variable and how to print it and so on. So you will find a good explanation here on this website. Also other website called Java Point, it also explains Dart language, same. So you can use any of these websites. It will explain what I told you so far. Here it's explain what is list and so on. It have a lot of things here. I will explain. So it's good to read from this website. It's a very good website. It will teach you a lot. Next, I will explain control flow statement and Dart functions, so we can move fast in next lessons. I will send the link of these two websites to WhatsApp after this lesson. So I wish you like my explanation, and I will teach you how to install Visual Studio Code, which I use to run my application instead of running on a website which is a little bit slow. So you can run fast, type fast, and becoming more familiar. Instead of using Dartpad as a website, you can run locally on your device by making the running the code direct. See here, when I click run, it make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It make like 4 or 5 seconds. But when you run from a Visual Studio Code here, it will run fast, and your code will be much better. It will be it's a good environment to run your code. I wish you enjoy this lesson, and let's see in next Tuesday.